Welcome to your daily reading, folks. I'm using the Rider-Waite-Smith Tarot today, and I've laid the cards out in a Celtic cross spread. For your central theme, if my cards won't go scattering everywhere, you have the Chariot upright, moving forward towards something major movement, towards something potentially life-changing. You're using your mind to guide this particular chariot, and to also keep those sphinxes in control. When we talk about sphinxes, I associate them with the riddles, and you could consider them these guys associated with the riddles of life. You're using your mind to solve the riddles that life might throw at you, and you're doing it all without bridling those mysterious figures we call sphinxes. So even while you're moving forward, your challenge is in the Five of Pentacles. And I'm looking at the rest of your spread. I wonder if you aren't doing what's expected of you, because that's all society has ever told you you're supposed to do. You are blind in a sense, and you're following other blind people saying, I've got to do this on my own, just like these other people are doing it on their own, because that's what's expected. That's what you've got to do. And I can see that you're not looking up towards the stained glass window, or perhaps this figure is. It might be that he's looking up at the sky, but I don't think that he's looking at what's inside the warm church that presumably has all kinds of assistance. With the Chariot, you are moving forward into something that is potentially major, and you're doing it with your mind, but I see that figure is alone. The sphinxes are not people, they are entities. And I wonder, again, if you're not thinking that you're supposed to be doing whatever it is on your own. Together with the Chariot and with the Five of Pentacles, that adds up to the number 12, which is associated with the Hanged Man. Even though you are rolling forward with the Chariot, there's an aspect here with the Five of Pentacles that you are paused in a sense. You're not making progress. You're just running around in circles around the church, but you're not going forward, making progress into the church. And I wonder if with the Hanged Man, and it's not here in my spread, but with these numbers added together, I wonder if you're not pausing yourself unnecessarily. You say that you want to gather more information in order to move forward, in order to solve those riddles that life throws at you. But I wonder if you're not supposed to be doing something else entirely. That's your central theme and your challenge. Here you've got the Page of Pentacles, and it's in your past position. This is starting something new with a little bit of cash, with a little bit of material resource. Maybe you bartered for something, you traded for something to start something new that benefits your material aspect of yourself, your physical aspect of yourself. This might be a new job that you started. It might be you starting a small business. It might be you getting some backyard chickens, for instance, because something small that makes our material beings feel better is what that card is all about. And I see you rolling forward with that Chariot, with the Five of Pentacles. You're feeling like you have to act alone, do this alone, pull yourself up by your own bootstraps, which is, we are social creatures. We are not islands. We're meant to interact with other people in a positive, healthy way. And I'll talk about the positive, healthy way in just a second. Up in the conscious position, you have the Knight of Swords, and he is speeding fast. In another deck, in the Osho Zen deck, he shows up as not failure, not detonation, but he shows up as the Knight of Clouds, someone who is deeply angry. He's deeply defensive. He feels like he needs to protect himself against apparitions that aren't even there. There is a bit of projection inside of his mind, because that's what keeps him going. And this is all about speed and moving forward at a very rapid pace. And again, it's a single figure here. And that is what you are consciously doing, is you're trying to go fast, build this business, work at your job as hard as possible, maybe continue to expand aggressively. If maybe you've started a backyard flock of chickens, maybe you're already starting to look at gardening or something like that. You want a homestead. And these are just examples, okay? You need to take this as it resonates. But that's about rapidly exploring how you can continue to expand. Subconsciously, though, you are keeping things kind of in balance. Sometimes yes, sometimes no. Sometimes you feel like you're on the edge of losing balance. You see those ships in the background. Sometimes it's up, sometimes it's down. There's the potential for some playfulness in this card. You might tell yourself that you're having fun, but you're not really. I wonder with that Knight of Swords if you aren't feeling a bit aggressive at times about quite possibly this new job or the small business that you just started up. You're feeling aggressive and you want to aggressively expand because that's what our culture has told you you need to do in order to be successful at whatever it is that you're doing, that you've started right here. This is a good time to pay attention to what the universe is saying to you about this new thing that you started. Is there something that you can be excited about? Is there something that you can feel playful about? Because that's potential, but whether or not you're going to accept that is going to be up to you. Are you going to be playful, or are you going to be the more aggressive aspect? Seen right here. In your future position, I see potential for conflict with others. No inner conflict. This could be jealousy. It's possible that people see how well you're doing at your job, at your small business, with your little homestead, if that is what resonates with you, and they find ways to pick at you. Are you going to fall for this? Are you going to respond in such a way that makes you feel good for the moment, but later on you understand that it's an emotionally immature response, that it was done to lash out, it was done to react, but not respond. React might be a knee-jerk response, a knee-jerk something you say that makes you feel good in the moment. Responding is listening to what they say and then possibly choosing to back off and not participate in this particular conflict. Just because someone raises their wand at you doesn't mean that you need to respond. Falling back and getting to a safe place and not responding might be the best way to go. Not responding is also a response. Retreat is also a strategy. You don't have to participate in this. And because this lands in your advice position, I'm wondering if you shouldn't avoid responding to these people at all. Possibly cutting them out of your life entirely. If they're going to respond this way to your successes, then not following their lead is going to be one of the best things that you could do for yourself. And it's possible that when you start to go into the church, you put this card, not this one. I'm looking in the camera in my monitor and it's showing me something a little bit different, so excuse me. Rather, what you can do is go into the church and then you don't participate in this at all. And people will get pissed off when they see you doing something that they don't want to do, or they subconsciously want to do, but it's embarrassing. It's showing vulnerability. It's showing weakness, so to speak, to go in for assistance when that isn't the case at all. You're asked to think differently from what the crowd wants you to think. I'll get into your outcome in just a second, but that's your advice card. Here is your future. It doesn't have to be this way. You can change your future. In fact, you're being given signals now so that you can change your future for the better. Here's your environment card. It's a choice you can't go back from. This isn't the only 2 that you have. Here's your other 2, and I noticed that you've got 3 5s in your deck. Okay? So this is a choice that you can't go back from. Once you've laid down a sword and chosen the other one to go forward with, that's it. You can't go back from this particular choice. It might be that once you leave these people behind, you go in for help for the church. You go in to help inside the church. That's when you start to make a choice that you can't go back from, because it starts to change your mindset. Once you let go of people who are no longer serving your best and highest self, who are no longer good for you to be around, that's going to become a choice that you can't go back from, because it feels so good to be released from their expectations of this is what we do, because it's what we've always done. It's going to be hard to want to go back to that particular style of living. A lot of people don't. Once they taste freedom, they don't want to go back to a place of oppressiveness. Here is your third 5 card. It's the 5 of Swords in reverse. It appears in your hopes and fears. I feel that you are afraid of taking something back that has been stolen from you. With 3 5s appearing in your spread, that is the number of the devil. He is 15, I think. He is. Because 16 is the tower, 17 is the star. So here, you have something that you want to take back but are afraid to. Taking back your power. It's possible that these people have told you lies about how it is in the world. About, no, you can't go in for help. You've got to do this all on your own. You got to pull yourself up by your own bootstraps. They've lied to you about this. And this says you're afraid to take back that power that you believed when you heard, pull yourself up by your own bootstraps, and you tried to live your life by that. There is going to be a cost in the sense that this isn't going to be a choice that you're going to want to go back from. Once you've tasted freedom, you're not going to want to go back. You are going to enjoy the change, even if it's hard, because freedom feels good even when it's hard. In your outcome position, you have the Page of Wands in reverse, not taking action against these people who fight you, because they're fighting you from a place of vulnerability. They're fighting you from a place of pain. They wish they could go in. They wish they could feel free enough to go in to that church. Here in the 5 of Pentacles, they wish they could feel strong enough. They're telling themselves a lie that it's strong to stay outside and continue to circle the building. Not taking action against these people, doing, in fact, something unexpected, not taking action and disobeying the culture, disobeying the crowd is something that is not expected, but is still an action you need to take. This also speaks to internal behaviors that only you can see. This is something that for a while you keep under wraps so you can protect it while it grows. This is not about inaction in this case at all. This is about not responding to these people who might attack you, which is also a response. It is not a reaction. It's about changing your behavior for yourself when it's all alone, when you're all alone. It's just you. No one sees, no one cares. Your behavior doesn't affect anyone else but you. And this is you changing things for the better. And people might not see that at first, and that's A-O-fucking-K. Protect this thing while it's new, while it's growing, and then later on, you can come into this energy. Now it's time to sprout this and show it to the world, whether you do that intentionally or not. when you change your behavior from the inside out, eventually people see those results because you exist and they see that you're different. It's for the better. So, folks, no more cards. I will see you tomorrow. Take care until then.